What's going on, y'all? I want to welcome you back to the Raw Report. And in today's episode, I want to talk about the lies that they sold us. And basically, what I'm getting at is we grew up believing that if we wasn't grinding, we was losing. Stack your paper unless you go starve like Marvin. No days off. Grind till you shine. I know we grew up like that. At least my generation did. I know. And it's basically what the social media is still preaching nowadays, what the streets still teaching. And it sounds good until you realize you're winning on paper, but you're empty inside. You you're not fulfilled. And what's crazy is I used to feel the same way. I used to move on the same rhythm, nonstop, just motion, just always going. I ain't had no peace. I never stopped. I never paused. Never just all I knew was go. They say all gas, no brakes. I ain't have a plan. I was making money, had bread, didn't know what to do with it. Didn't have nowhere to park that money to basically be working for me for now that I'm older. But like I said, that's the lie that they sold us. What I did know is I was fighting the war that I couldn't see. Y'all heard me talk about it before. It's spiritual warfare. In the physical world, you know I gotta get it, but you don't realize um, all this spiritual warfare that's happening right over your head. Because, like I said, they don't teach us that. And we ain't in the church listening to what they talking about. So it goes right over our head and we keep fighting these grinds or fighting all these spiritual battles that we don't even know we fight. So my question to you is, when you gonna start believing that what's slowing you down is not physical, it's spiritual? When you gonna start believing that? Because it's real. I'm telling you, I've been on the side of hustling, grinding, doing my thing. I actually did it for almost 30 years. Actually, it was 30 years. Been right where you at. And I'm telling you, on the other side of it, when you can get your peace back, that's where it's at. Because everything that they told us, the lie that they told us, is to keep you busy. It was like when I thought hustling was my proof of my purpose. I got it. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Don't mean nothing. At the end of the day, it's probably really more proof of your fear of survival. You're scared that if you don't go get it, you go fall off. And now you go look like, back in the day, like they used to say, Willie Lump Lump. You go look like Willie Lump Lump, whoever that is. But it's not proof of your purpose. It's like you chasing goals, but at the end of the day, you really don't have a goal because you're getting paper, you're getting money, but you're not doing nothing with it. You're buying cars, you're buying clothes, you're going out, you're doing all this stuff, but that lifestyle doesn't last. It don't last. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I don't care who you is. When you in your 20s, your 20s, 21, 22, 23, 24, you getting it. Oh, it look good, it feel good. But like I said, 31, 32, 30, now all of a sudden it starts to play itself out. And the game, don't get me wrong, it's a few that probably lasted in the game that long and probably still going, but they miserable. They not in touch with they not at peace. They not fulfilled doing what they doing. And what's so crazy is the enemy don't need to destroy it, man. He just got to keep you busy. And that's one of the greatest tricks that they pulled on us. They got us thinking that the devil is a little cartoon character with horns and a staff, whatever he got. And that's what you're looking for. And like I said, it's spiritual. All the enemy got to do is keep you from making progress by keep you spinning in circles, hustling, grinding, doing all this stuff. No rest. You ain't did no resting. Keeping you on the hamster wheel is what I like to say. It's a lot of smoke and mirrors. You can't never get to what God got for you because you won't sit still. And what's so crazy is you are building, hustling, grinding, doing this, but it's smoke and mirrors. That it will not last. It only lasts for so long before the whole thing come crashing down. When it come crashing down, most people ain't nobody there help you build it back up. So, and like I said, I'm not saying it from a place of I don't understand what you're doing. I'm saying get it, do what you're doing, but you got to have an extra strategy. You got to, at some point, you got to stop surviving and start living. And that's where I'm telling y'all God comes in to save you from that lack of peace that you think is normal. No, it's not normal. That's the enemy keeping you busy, hustling and grinding, spinning your wheels, trying to keep you away from your purpose. So my question would be, what if you could reach your purpose now and stop putting all that pressure on yourself? What if you had a way? What if I could show you the way? Would you be ready to start trying to live instead of just staying in survival mode? Some of y'all, since we was kids, we've been on go mode. I know for me, it's been like since I was like 13. I had to go get it, go get it. And it came a point when it was tiresome. It just wore me out. I wasn't happy. Like I said, I had the cars, I had the girls, I had the houses, I had the paper, but I was not happy. I was empty inside. And it wasn't until I tell people all the time, I had to grow down first. But once I actually gave up that survival mindset and started praying, reading my Bible, having faith, tapping in with God, is where I found my peace. And the peace that surpasses understanding is where it's at. I'm just telling y'all what it is. I'm telling y'all the truth of what I know. Because like I said, I've been on both sides of it. And when you on the other side, you basically can't rest because you feel guilty for resting. Because you got to go. You got to go get your money. You got to hustle. You got to go. And you basically killing yourself. So is that living? It's like you're addicted to the grind because it feels like it's weakness. If you ain't grinding, you weak. It's like the lames only go work a 9 to 5, go do this, go do that. But most of them lames are sleeping good too. I remember when I was out there in the streets hustling, I used to really honestly didn't go to sleep till like 5 o'clock at night, in the morning, 5 a.m. When the sun started showing its peaking itself, that's when I would go to sleep. But I was up all night because if anybody was creeping, best believe I was waiting on them. But that's not a way to live, y'all. That's the lie that they sold us. They sold us that grind, get your money. And what's so crazy is they don't even live like that. But they shorten our resources to make us grind and do all the different things. And like I said, it's spiritual warfare. The battle is not really about your bills, it's about your peace. But they got us thinking it's about paying your bills to stay. And like I said, most of the time you just buying clothes, car, stuff that don't mean nothing, stuff that lose value as soon as you buy it. So if you go be out there grinding and hustling, have a plan with that money that could take care of you after your grinding days are over. Because your grinding days will come to an end at some point. I just don't know when. And like I said, the enemy is attacking your identity because he's trying to slow you down from actually doing what you actually called to do, your purpose, by keeping you hustling and grinding. Living for other people, because it really ain't for you. And if you're telling the truth, like I said, I've done it, I know what it is, and I'm telling you, I was empty. And it didn't, yeah, okay. It looked at a certain way. Got some girls, but it wasn't. I wasn't fulfilled. The the devil ain't fighting you for what you lost. He fighting you for what you believe. And right now, you don't even believe that the enemy is real. You don't believe. You probably believe in God, but you ain't tapping in with him. You ain't reading no word. You ain't getting no prayer. You ain't been to church in forever. And look, don't think I'm on here judging you because I ain't been to church in forever. But I'm in my word. I'm praying. I'm asking God to guide and lead my steps. Do something to help me because, like I said, once I found this peace, I'm staying tapped in. And I'm trying to tell y'all, your peace is worth more than all that stuff you think you can have. Once you get your peace, you go fight to keep it. I can guarantee you that one. What would your life look like if you stopped fighting to prove yourself and started fighting to protect your peace? What would that look like for you? This week, after you hear this message, I want you to do something small but dangerous. And what I mean by that is a small thing. Read one scripture of the Bible, one verse. I even give it to you, Psalms 23. Read that and try to memorize that in your soul, just so you can start moving in the right direction. Take 10 minutes. No music, no noise, no scrolling. Just 10 minutes, just you and God in silence. What's go crazy, you go realize how you can't sit still. And you think you in control until you try to be in control. Then you go find out, oh, wow, something do got me. Your flesh go start twitching. You go be like, man, this survival mode, it run deep because you can't sit still. But I want you to fight it. Sit in that silence for a while. And then hopefully, 9 times out of 10 it ain't gonna happen on the first time, but once you understand that something got a hold on you, you go hopefully go back and start trying to fight for that silence where God can give you a download and give you some new orders for whatever season you in. But my question is, can you handle the silence long enough? Can you sit in the silence long enough to hear what God is saying to you about what you should be doing with your life? They sold us the lie. They told us that busy equals our purpose. If you stay busy, you grind, you work hard. Man, that's the biggest lie I never heard. They do not work hard. I'm telling you what I know. So all that grind mode and this and that, don't get me wrong. You got to put some work in, but it's not the work that they got us out there hustling, grinding, looking over our shoulder, doing. It's not that. It's definitely not that. Because from what I understand from Kingdom's math, you got to rest. God made this whole earth. He rested on Sunday. So how you grinding in grind mode all day, every day? And like I said, most people ain't teaching you this. Let them do what they do. I'm telling you because I've been in the streets. And I'm telling you on the other side, your peace is worth more than anything you can make in them streets. Anything. The grind, at the end of the day, it's a great servant, but it's a terrible master. God should be your only master. Stop worshiping them idols, because basically that's what the enemy got you doing. He got you worshiping the grind, worshiping the hustle, and it's keeping you just spinning your wheels on a hamster wheel, getting nowhere. But you feel like you're getting somewhere because you're making a little paper, doing this, and that. But like I said, it's smoke and mirrors. It don't last. And at the end of the day, we wasn't built to just make it. We was built to move mountains, make things happen. But we're not living. We're surviving. But you can't build kingdoms with a survival mindset. You can't do nothing. The goals, the dreams, the stuff you want to do, you can't build that with that survival mindset. You got to get in a life of abundance mindset. And that comes from God. You got to tap in with him. And at the end of the day, God's telling you survived long enough. Because we've survived. Man, we've survived. We've been out there. We survived long enough. It's time to start building differently. The verse that brings all this together is Psalms 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still, sit in that silence and let him work on you. Let him, and I'm just gonna tell y'all now, it's not a mystical thing like you just go hear an audible voice or something, but it's gonna help you get at peace and you'll start to, you know what's right. At the end of the day, we all know what's right and we know what's wrong. And you know what you should be doing. So my question for you is, are you ready to start worshiping the grind and start walking in your peace, your grace? Are you ready to start worshiping the grind and start walking in your peace and your grace? Because the time is now. This the Raw Report, y'all, where we expose all the lies, the cultures, the culture that calls normal, and teach the warriors how to fight back in faith. And I hope this episode hit home with somebody. And if it has, share it with somebody who basically at war with themselves. They fighting themselves to get ahead. And really all they need to do is sit still. Like I told y'all earlier, we survived long enough. Now it's time to build different. And if y'all need help in the transition that you in, like I said, come to the Raw Kingdom Warriors. It's a free community. I got some paid stuff in there too, but it's a free community. So you can come in, get your questions answered, and let me at least help you, direct you in the way that you need to go from my experience. So it shouldn't take you as long as it took me to figure it out, because I can give you at least some answers, some nuggets to get you, your mindset moving in the right direction of the way you should go. So, like I said, y'all already know. Y'all already know what I like to say. Stay real, stay raw, stay grounded in your faith, and walk boldly in your purpose. Till the next time, y'all, I'm out.